Saint-Michel, which is a hill that rises out of the harbor like a sandcastle on steroids, has been a popular destination for Christians and visitors alike for generations. The foundation of the castle is comprised of thick walls, and the settlement rests on top of those fortifications. If you continue to climb higher, you will eventually arrive at the highest point of the rocky outcrop, where the church and abbey tower above the sandbanks below. When the spectacular high tides arrive, the Mont rises magnificently out of the ocean and becomes visible to the visitors. It was established as a religious sanctuary in the year 708, and Benedictine monks started working on the abbey in the year 966. It is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites and is located on a bay that is shared by Normandy and Brittany. The natural nature of the area is home to a diverse array of animal species, and it is a marvel of architecture that has been expanded over the course of many centuries. However, you should resist the temptation to go there by yourself, since the bay's terrible secret is quicksand. It is stated that the mountain of Mont Saint-Michel, which was once known as Mont Tombe, was established when the archangel Michael came to Aubert, the bishop of Avranches, in a dream, and gave him the command to construct an oratory on the islands that were located nearby. Due to the fact that it seemed to be an impossible request, Aubert decided to disregard him. There was another appearance of the archangel, but Aubert was still not going to be convinced. During the third visit, the frustrated archangel poked the bishop in the head, causing a hole to be burned into Aubert's skull. Finally, he took note, and as a result, Mont Saint-Michel was put into existence. However, as part of the celebrations commemorating the 1000th anniversary of the Abbey's church, the skull of Saint Aubert will be on exhibit at the Mont this year. Normally, the skull is housed at Avranches. The date will be commemorated with a number of activities, one of which is an exhibition titled The Archangel's Home. From the 20th of May to the 5th of November, the Mont Saint-Michel Abbey's Church, 1023-2023, will be the site of an exhibition that will showcase art, architecture, and devotion. There is a lot of mystery surrounding the skull. Some people believe that it is the skull of a guy who had been trepanted. The tides in the water create a show that is quite beautiful. When a spring tide occurs, which occurs soon after every full and new moon, the gap between low and high tide may be as much as 15 meters. This difference is at its most dramatic during this time. The water moves away from the shore by around 15 kilometers around the Mont, and then it begins to rise at a lightning-fast pace. It is said that the tide comes in at the pace of a galloping horse, which is not quite accurate, but it is the speed at which it comes in. In certain cases, the bay is a hazardous location. It is possible to make reservations with an official guide in order to go around the bay, securely see some quicksand, and walk in the footsteps of pilgrims. Avoid missing out on the phenomenon known as the tidal bore, which occurs when the incoming tide collides with the tidal waters of the rivers Quenon, Sélune, and Say, resulting in the formation of a modest but large flood wave. The experience is exhilarating for kayakers. Robert, Alcatraz, and the Rikers. What is Mont Saint-Michel? This second island is not as well known for its status as a prison island. Yet, the harsh and merciless nature of the island made it especially intriguing to Napoleon Farrier when he was looking for a place to jail individuals who are hostile to him. A total of around 14,000 inmates were held at this Bastille of the Seas until it was finally shut down in the year 1863. In a profound way, Victor Hugo was impacted by the horrible conditions of the Mont's jail. The following is an excerpt from what he wrote. Around, as far as the eye can reach, infinite space, the blue horizon of the sea, the green horizon of the land, clouds, air, liberty, birds in full flight, ships with all sails set, and then all at once, on the top of an old wall above our heads, through a barred window, the pale face of a prisoner. My feelings about the terrible contrast that man may occasionally create with nature have never been stronger than they are right now. Spread out around the bay, you will see mounds that resemble rocks and are covered with holes of a very small size. Honeycomb worms are responsible for these peculiar structures, which they have constructed out of sand and shell on their own. The reef region is referred to as Le Banc des Hermels, and it encompasses an area that is more than 100 hectares in size. It is the most comprehensive animal-made building in Europe,